I think we're live. I don't fucking know. Pardon my French.
Yeah, there's a counter in the corner. I can feel it through my radar head. Got no viewers. Well, that's all we could hope for, really, wasn't it?
We're doing well. Hold up, I just got a notification. That better be telling me we're live. We're live. We're live, baby. Righto. Oh, well, we got two viewers, killing it. What's been going on, mate?
Nothing much.
You edited the shit out of that podcast.
Yeah, did that quick, didn't we? Bit of a quick turnaround.
Turnaround.
I'm just taking the jumper off. Hang on. Thought.
Some of our best work, if I do say so myself.
I need to get my headset back on.
What are you doing, mate? Yeah. Right, I reckon we give them a few minutes of ramble on, so we see if anyone else checks in, and we'll see how we go. Welcome to the Down Under 40K, the Normal Blokes GT preview, mate.
Yeah, welcome. You bunch of legends. What's happening?
What do we got going on? All right, I'll do a piss intro since this is a freebie from the Mrs. Work. Moores Creek Shiraz 2018, and it is drinkable. I'll give it that. Oh, and while everyone's here, can you see in the background? That's straight off the printing bed, mate. Here you go,
the printer. Oh, yeah.
All right, you there? I'm back.
I am here.
That is 2 hours worth of printing.
That's nice.
Sure.
No. 2 hours?
Yeah, that's
so good.
Right up. Webway gate. I don't know if I got the partner somewhere, maybe. Oh, there we go. And that is a -1 to hit on our boards. Right there.
Oh, hey. Cool. That's awesome. That's so nice. I wish I could see some comments if we were getting.
Yeah, hold up. I've got a thing. Yeah, here we go. Watch this.
Is there any way I can see them? So we've got all this new high-tech stuff. Can anyone appreciate this? Dale's been upgrading us.
Hold up. Let me watch this. Yes, Adrian. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool. I don't know how to get him to go away. I think I might have to click him away. Bye, Adrian. One of the boys is in. Pete or we're telling ourselves we're looking good. That must be Pete or Ben.
Me and Pete just wrapped up halfway through a TCS game actually.
Yeah, Blake Johnson knows what's up. I'll show you what Blake has to say. 3D printer goes brr. Hold up, Blake. This one's for you, Blake. Look at all these. Oh shit. That's more -1 to hit, boys. Once we paint them up, that's for Adrian too. He froths on these. Check out, I've got a 3-pronger. Look at that 3-pronger. It's pretty good, eh? I do.
Yeah, I'll just doing it great.
4 of them in 8 hours, which is pretty tasty.
Not bad at all.
What else? All right, I think we got four people watching that. That's pretty good.
So shout out to all the New South Wales boys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In lockdown, we were hoping to go to this. Me and Tow Truck and I were hoping to go up for this Normal Blokes GT and probably go for free. Because it's a bit of a battlefield up there, but yeah, we were hoping to get up there, but obviously we can't. So we've got to hop in on the action like we did with the Adelaide GT because we've got nothing else going on. So
I actually did chuckle to myself when both of you said you were going. I admired the positivity. Yeah,
everyone did. I can't even hear with those things on. They're doing my head in.
Righto, that's all right. So what's the go, mate? This is the Normal Blokes GT, which I'm pretty sure is them plus Gladiator Gaming. They're teaming up for this one.
Yeah. Yeah. So what the boys usually do is they let Josh McGowan have the weekend off, don't they?
He's playing, yeah.
Yeah, so they let him have the weekend off and play a few games. But so this is their third GT they've run, but they've run them under like different kind of names for the last 3 years.
It's like 3 different names, hasn't it been? Brisbane GT?
So they did BrisCon 40K in 2019, Brisbane GT 2020, and now it's rebranded to Normal Blokes GT, which quite rightly so. It's probably most likely just going to stay like that now, I'd say, as well.
Sad reacts for Adrian.
Yeah, yes, of course it did. Well, it's not too surprising, really, was it? Unfortunately.
No, it was a bummer. Yeah, so this is their third iteration, I guess. What have we got, like 50 players this time, roughly? It was 47, maybe? I don't know.
I can have a look right now. Going under pairings, just very not long ago.
Hold up.
47.
47, yeah, that's what I thought.
So it's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty stuff. So the videos for this weekend will be Lockie Carter and Ben Warrior. So I think all the boys are playing. All the normal blokes are playing. They're getting amongst it. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So they're hosting and playing as well. So a big shout out to those guys, especially Denise, for giving us a little bit of a heads up, a little bit of stuff and some early access for us to kind of suss out. And like with the Adelaide GT, we're going to talk about a few lists, but you want to touch on a few bits about terrain first.
Well, yeah, I've got a few little things going on. I thought, so the
show off your snazziness, mate.
What's that, mate?
Show it off.
Oh,
flex your snazziness.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. How's that for a transition? So
pretty good, isn't it?
That's a shot of the venue from about 2 or 3 hours ago. That was direct, straight out of the venues. So you can see they've got a lot of space.
So space.
Some really. I'm going to try not to swear too much on Facebook. Some really snazzy carpet. Which you've got to appreciate.
That is nice. But you can't go wrong there.
Bloody Adrian. Adrian loves. He's all about Liam's list. What a horde.
Oh yeah, it's like 50 rubric trains, isn't it?
Is that what it is? Jesus, frothing on it.
Like that. Nuts. Yeah,
the dream.
Because you can reanimate them and bring them back like Necrons.
Yeah, tasty. And then we got the first shot of some of the terrain. So
yeah, looks good.
This is all the Gladiator gaming terrain. There was quite a few players that I talked to that mentioned that how good the terrain is as in density-wise, and they don't have to worry about getting stuck out in Planet Bowling Ball. Definitely affected their list building, so I thought that was pretty cool.
You can tell that by the...
Yeah, pretty ruin heavy. And then we'll move on to the next one. There's another one. Very, very WTC style with the big L's and stuff.
Yeah, nice.
So that's tasty. That's some really good shit. I really like it, and all the boys are frothing on it. So that's pretty good. They'd have a bar there, wouldn't they? There looks like a bar in the background.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like at a hotel. Like when we booked in, it's like I'm pretty sure it's at the Brook Hotel.
Okay.
They mentioned before, and that's where they definitely had it last year. I remember mentioning it, and you can basically like me and Tow Truck were booked at the hotel to stay there. Yeah. So you can just go upstairs after you've finished your games, or stay at the pub most likely for most people. But yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
righto. Do you want to start having a look at who's... Or we might as well just have a quick look at who's attending, because there's a lot of big swinging dicks getting involved this time.
It's heaps of people.
The Brisbane meta's pretty strong. We got some of our Adelaide boys flying up. We would have had some pretty decent... I'm sure the New South Wales boys would have made it if they could, but that wasn't on the cards. So we'll just go down the...
Look at you go.
Go,
mate. Far out. It's
Little Mr. Adam Napier, pretty sick. I didn't actually really deep dive the list, but he's still got the Kronos in there. Eric Lathuris,
Yeah, he rolled randomly for his.
I watched that. I want to mention that that video was very suspect. I didn't see the dice roll every single time. That's all I'm going to say.
Saying TJ that. Well, you know, no. Look at the players and the lists. The lists are quite a snapshot of where we're at. I think, like, if you look across the board, bit of a snapshot of kind of where we're at in the meta a little bit. Certainly in Australia, but you could say most places. There's some, and there's just some very good players in there. Like a lot of them are like play for Queensland. There's about, I think there's 3 of them who are on the Team Australia already, just playing there. So that's it's and there's some great round 1 matchups. So they did this last year. So and I love the way that they do it, and they announce it on the podcast. But you get almost like 5 days with the matchups and the mission before you play your first game. So
that's wild, because like you could either do nothing and just go with the flow, or you could go so deep into that it'd be ridiculous. Like you could have literally played the game out.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, I think I don't mind it. I mean, it's better. Like you can think of it both ways. If it's a really bad matchup for you, at least you can plan for it. But if it's a really good matchup for them, I don't know. It's cool though. But they're playing Surround Them, so they're playing that's a pretty wild mission. In terms of like the Dawn of War, there's a lot of the lists we're going to talk about, which I think will benefit from that mission. So that'd be very interesting. I like the terrain. So I imagine that terrain for the first pick we looked at was set up for that mission.
That bad boy.
Yeah. So maybe they might bring those Center 2 out a little touch when they put them in. I guess they won't, because Surround Them just sits just underneath those second 2. So Pete and I literally just played that mission, so that was good.
Do you reckon we get stuck into the first list then?
Yeah. You started us off, mate.
Righto. So I'll just pull it over to this bad boy. We got the first list. I picked one. Obviously, it's going to be some form of elves. I don't know how to talk about anything else. But we got Simon. Do you remember how his name? Because he's been on the Normal Blokes podcast talking about TTS, hasn't he? Gojkovic?
Yeah. He's also been on there. He's been on there a couple of times. Pretty sure he's been like on Adam Camilleri.
But is it Gojkovic? That's what I'm asking. I want to know.
Yeah. That's exactly it. You nailed it. How did you? You must have got him to.
I do me research, mate. I do me research.
There's absolutely no way you'd ever get that right in a real world.
Yeah, true. All right, so we'll have a look at Simon's list. He's got 1,998 points, so he's already reckons he's better enough to start 2 points down, which I like. The not the most interesting, but the first interesting thing you'll notice is starting CP is 2 CP. I messaged him. So I had a chat to Simon. He was nice enough to give me some of his time. I messaged him. The first thing I asked is that a typo? Because I wasn't going to go through the list and add it all up. But no, he reckons that because of how the Elder section has so many rerolls, and the Dark Elder doesn't really use CP, and there's no big squads that he's boosting up with big multiplying squads. So he reckons he actually finishes most games with 1 or 2 CP, which I thought was pretty hilarious. But to start the list, so he's got mixed Elder. So he's got the standard Cult of Strife. Now the first one is he's got the Shardnet Impaler Succubus with competitive edge and Dark Lotus Toxin. That was talked about pretty heavily early on. but I haven't seen it around heaps. So I just asked him, what's the deal with the Shardnet Succubus? Because she's a bit of a tech piece in the list, and so just basically 3 damage, which is a big deal because a lot of our characters roll around at that 2 damage. So once you hit the -1 damage, it goes away. So he's got -2 AP with 7 attacks at 3 damage, and he just said he's been favouring it over the Razor Flail one since they changed the rules. But I like it a lot. Getting that 3 damage in there is a big deal.
Does he have the thing that on 6s it does mortals?
No,
the damage.
No, he doesn't. He's got was it Dark Lotus Toxin and then Competitive Edge, which is attack again, which each attack that doesn't inflict damage, which is just I love that one. That's just so good. Just consistency. Because he's only got the -2 AP, so when it does get saved, it just gets to go again, which is sick.
Yeah.
Then he's obviously got the whip succubus that everyone loves, and then 5 witches. And then you go down a little bit further. Now the second little interesting thing, he's gone with the Obsidian Rose. So anyone that follows the Dark Elder knows that the 2 main picks right now are between the Blackheart and the Obsidian Rose. And I just asked why he decided to go down that one. And if you look down the rest of his list, and that'll become apparent as we go a bit further down, it's mainly a shooting list. So he reckons that extra 6 inches of range, which you get from being Obsidian Rose, that's always tasty. And he reckons it can get him sometimes up to an extra turn before melee hits. And then if you go a little bit further down the list, you'll see he's got the Trueborn. And that actually teams up really well because Trueborn always hit on 2s. So you kind of don't really need the reroll 1 shot as much, but the Obsidian Rose gets reroll 1 wound. So getting a reroll of a Blast or a Dark Lance when you need to kill something, that's pretty tasty. So you got the Archon, Hatred Eternal, reroll hit and wound, and the Jin Blades, a bit of a beat stick there. Got your 1 squad of Mandrakes to get out and do stuff. Your Incubi, pretty standard. And then you got your Cab Warriors, I've missed them. Raider Venom. Then we get down to the Eldar section. So he's got Masterful Shots, which is ignore. I love how he's got what they actually all are. What a darling. Not just for me, for his opponent, obviously. But reroll hit and wound, just a basic one. Got that everyone's run these days. Got the Autarch Skyrunner. Now, the next little cool bit, Ben, is the Fire Dragons. You don't see them heaps, but I was asking about them. And also the Warp Spiders. So he let me know all about the dragons. You there, Ben? Did you hear about what I was chatting about it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get some. I need to get a charger.
Oh, no worries, mate. I just didn't want you to miss out on all the chat. So he really likes the dragons as an answer to stuff like the Silent King. Because with the Autarch, his Craft World trait for the rerolls, and the Fire Dragons can actually reroll any against vehicles and monster. He reckons they're pretty consistent for the 100 points, so a nice little tech piece in there.
Cool.
The other thing I just asked about is got the 2 Falcons in there, and he's just got them one for the Fire Dragons, and basically just needs a little bit of that extra protection from for his T3 elves.
Lovely.
What else we got in here? Reaper, pretty standard stuff. And there, your 2 Falcons. Also on the Warp Spiders, they're basically just in there to get in and get secondaries done, which seems to be a very common theme on the Eldar side. What else did I ask him? Oh, I asked a little bit about how the Dark Elder and the Elder sides complement each other. So the 2 things it is pretty reliable. It's because you've got the Elder shooting, which gets all the rerolls from the traits, and then you've got the Trueborn in there, and then a little bit of melee from the Dark Elder. And that's what I was mentioning earlier about how he doesn't have much CP. He found that the Dark Elder function without using any CP, basically, whereas if he was to bring Harlequins in, they're very CP hungry, so definitely didn't match in with what he was doing. Then Then I asked him about his first round matchup, which is against the next list we're going to look at, Mr. Josh and his Grey Knights.
Yeah, so look, Josh is taking the new Grey Knights book, which has definitely got some spicy stuff in it. He is taking Swordbearer's Patrol with his Warlord in it, who is the Brotherhood Tech Marine. He's also taking a Grandmaster and Nemesis Dread Knight. You might recognise this might be coming up. Obviously, there's like gate infinity, all kind of nonsense on these things. They're now sitting at a 4-up invul, which is pretty tasty. He's then got one striking squad, with 2 Nemesis Dread Knights, and then he's got a Rapier Patrol, and the Rapiers are the ones that get stuff done in melee. I think you get +1 attack. So he has got Brotherhood Librarian, Grandmaster and Nemesis Dread Knight again, 3 strike squads, 2 of the squads have force halberds, 1 of the squads has the swords, and then 2 squads of 10 interceptor squads. Now, I think we've all heard about these. He's got halberds with him, and he's got 1 rhino, and that is 2,000 points on the nose. I'm not too sure how many CPs it starts with, but
I'll go back up top. What's it say? Does he have it written down?
Nah,
he
doesn't.
Dirty dog, isn't he? I think that's a yellow card.
Yeah.
I'll get in contact with the boys. Yeah. So one of the things. Oh yeah, sorry. Ducky's getting in there. A little bit of a cheek.
Read it. Hey.
Dale looks like Wilfred out of that show Wilfred with Frodo. I don't know. Is that English?
What show is that?
I don't know. Who knows? You don't watch TV, mate. We'll back it up with
That's what I mean. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Carl reckons Dale get a haircut. Thanks, Carl. Thanks for your lovely input.
Yeah, no, it's Carl, straight to the point. Yeah, so...
Oh, I just want to touch on something. When I was talking to Mr. Simon about the matchup, one of the big things he mentioned is we'll just see how those 4-up invols go turn 1. So he said if it swings either way, that's going to be very interesting. But
I think first turn's definitely important in this matchup. Literally, he without putting Sanctuary and stuff on Grey Knights, there's barely any invols apart from literally the Dread Knights. So that's a bit of an issue. Obviously they've got the 2 wounds and stuff, but they can get some stuff done in Psychic, but they're not like Thousand Suns smiting you off the table. It's more about they're mainly an aggressive assault army now. The Interceptors have got like flip belts. Like,
oh really?
Harlequins, yeah. So they can go in a Rhino, obviously disembark 3, and then move. I think it's either 10 or 12. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like a jump pack, but it doesn't have the fly keyword.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's odd.
Just,
it doesn't really change.
Just Povo, yeah.
But with the chaplain in there, in the rapiers, and then there's something else. I think it's a psychic power. You can basically get it so every 6 they're popping 2 mortal wounds, but they get like 40 attacks, or 60 or something stupid. They can do like buckets of mortal wounds. They can take out anything in the game pretty much if they get set up properly, psychically. But those Dread Knights, so he's got a lot of them in the list, as you can tell. I think he's got 5. Is that 5 that we counted in there? So we've got the Grandmaster, 2 Nemesis, and then it's just 4. So they've got a 2-up, 4-up, and they can gate and teleport themselves around the board and stuff like that. And they're no slouches in combat. They've got they've got quite a lot of damage output. Like those Gatling silencers and the side cannons are pretty obscene, actually. A lot of the big models recently have been like the Orcs and stuff, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? It's all felt quite obscene. He's got the Tech Marine in there, healing those Dread Knights up, stuff like that. So, and he can redeploy some units, a bit like Eldar. Should be a very interesting, very, very interesting matchup. And interesting.
What's the word on the street? Is Joshy going to get any painting points or what?
Yeah, he's got him, mate. He finished it all off. He always does. Josh. He does it well. but like it's quite interesting about the thing that the boys on the podcast said about the psychic in this one here, because Simon doesn't have any psychers.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be very, very, very interesting.
This is the only one that we're reviewing today that's actually a direct matchup. How you leaning, mate? I gotta ask you for your allegiances.
I'm gonna.
Here we go.
I'm never gonna support elves. So, well, it's not that I don't like them, but I also I'm gonna give one for Josh on this one. I'm backing Josh.
I gotta, as much as Josh is my boy. I know Simon's been playing Dark Elder since the codex drops. I don't think
for like ever.
And I know that Josh is only just. I don't know how much he's been playing them before, but I don't think. He was just come from Dark Elder, but yeah, I can't go past the experience factor. That's it, to be honest.
That's right.
Sorry, Josh.
Well, what's the next one on the list, mate?
Oh, we're up to my one. Joshua McGowan. So Josh to Josh. So Josh, Mr. Gladiator, he is running Club Gladiator Gaming. He's got some Militarum Tempestus Regiment Lambden Lions. Now, I was having a chat to Mr. Joshua, and he is apparently trying to go for best Astra Militarum. And not in Australia, he's going for the world. He reckons 2 decent GTs and he's up there.
Good on him.
Which is fucking, that's aiming for the stars. I love that. So good luck, obviously. Yeah. Now, the first thing I wanted to suss out was the Lambden Lions choice, because there is a few good ones in there. And he reckons he's actually gone through, looked at all the options. Obviously, if he's going for best guard, he's been trying to make the guard work for the whole season, I guess. So he's come down to this one. He was between this and the Captic Eagles. And he's a big fan of the Warlord trait and the Relic, and plus that extra AP on the auto cannons. So I can see where he's coming from there. When you go down the list, you've got the Warlord, you've got Tempestor Prime, Old Grudges. Then you've got Tempestor Prime with keys to the armory and a refractor field generator. So I asked him about that little bit of tech piece, and apparently with all the gear on him, he's a mini Yarrick. So he's got reroll 1 bubble, which is outside of orders. And then also the refractor field generator is a 5++ to the units. So that's pretty tasty little bit there.
Yeah, nice.
Then we go into the troops. We got Scions with plasma guns, 5 of them each. And then we got a big 10s with 1 with plasma, 1 with hot shot, and then another 5 Scions, just basic bitch. We got the Taurox Primes with Gatling cannon and auto cannons. And then comes the big heavy stuff. He's got some tank commanders in there. Las Cannon, 2 multi-melters, and Tank Ace. And then another Demolition Cannon one. So, this actually, I was asking him how this plays, because it just looks wild. It looks beyond wild, to be honest. But it just sounds like he's just going to be playing it super aggressively, getting all over the board. Reckons he doesn't mind charging in the Taurox Primes, because he's got no blast on anywhere, so he does a lot of move blocking and a lot of tying up. And if they want to stay in combat with him, he just starts blasting away. So I'm pretty sure it actually sounds like my kind of list. And then he reckons the tank commanders, once you chuck a few little bits of buffs on them here and there, a few stratagems, they'll take out pretty much any vehicle in the game in 1 round of shooting. That was the chat. And then right up to finish it off, he's got some guardsmen, just to do, I'm assuming, just to do some grunt work, stand places and do actions. So
I like it. It's cool. It's got 12 CP to start.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got lots of stuff going on. Kurov's Aquila, so he's getting that means he gets CP back.
Yeah, on a 5+. Dan B was
Yeah, is
telling
that
me.
the opponent's one? Or is that his one?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
And
But
Old Grudges there, so Old Grudges is is obviously very good. So yeah, wow, nice. Good on him for giving the guard a go. It looks fun. It looks like spilling bodies out of transports everywhere. It looks like
it looks yeah, that's what it looks like, chaos. I'll be putting him on a clock, that's for sure. There's so many moving parts.
I reckon just like if he could create like chaos on the table, and it'd be hard work to play against. I think you'd have to make sure you chose what to kill. You need to make sure you're hitting deadlines is what you're doing. Making sure you're actually getting rid of some units each turn, because you can't let them hang around.
Oh, for sure. And that's he's really looking forward to the new guard codex, as you would be. They need they're just a shambles at this point, with just like all the patchwork going to put it together. And he's also the man that's brought all the terrain, so big ups for him.
Yeah, what a legend.
And looks great and looks super functional, which is important stuff. And all the boys that I've talked to all mentioned that they're loving the terrain. So good luck with that one. And I'm really keen to see how that goes, because that just looks like good fun.
Awesome.
Righto, mate. You're up next.
I've got Hayden Walduck's sisters.
Oh, here we go. You should be able to do this one with your eyes closed.
Yeah, so I couldn't help. So the title of the list is "The Almighty Duck Presents I Can't Count Past 2," which look. I'm just telling you, if you ever tried to write a competitive Sisters of Battle list, it's very hard, because just of the slots you have. So you only ever really have 2 of each unit mainly. Starts with 5 CP. People think that's a little bit cheap, but you could spend as many CP as you could. I start with 5 or 6 CP all the time. So he's even named her Canoness Adelaide. I don't know what that is about, but I'm sure it's about something.
That's the first question you should have asked.
Yeah. So basically, what this Canoness does is Martyr's strength, depending on how many wounds is lost, gives them plus 1 amount of strength to their They can get basically with a Blade of Sacrifice and Martyr's Strength. She's Strength 7, and with a Blade of Sacrifice, when you choose to fight, you can choose to basically take 1 or 2 mortal wounds, and depending on how many wounds you take, depends on a 6 if you give that person 1 or 2 mortal wounds in as well, right? So he's got Righteous Rage with it. So on the charge, that Canoness is getting, pretty sure it's getting 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling, so fishing for 6s with the Passion. Blade of Sacrifice gives it 2 more, so it's actually 7. So 7, and then re-rolling, and then he's going to be re-rolling wounds on it, fishing for 6s, and if he takes 2 wounds off it, there's a potential to do 14 mortal wounds to someone in one phase.
That just sounds fucking stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so that character costs you 2 CP if you kit it out like he's done it,
and 55 points.
And 55 points. Okay, so he's got a power team, which is basically a lieutenant with nothing on it, 5 battle sisters, with 2 times 5 dominions with former storm bolters. Really good utility piece. You can pretty much. If you set up properly, you can at least guarantee between 4 to 6 mortal wounds if you use a stratagem on it. You've got 2 times 5 retributors in my favourite setup, which is the 2 multi-melter, 2 heavy flamers and cherubs. I'm not a combi melter man, but seems like Ducky is. I like it. It just gives him extra punch. It means that he's more likely to spend his cherubs on his flamers, I'd say now. Would be what I'd guess there. But pure value 140, and there's 2 rhinos. That's to finish the Armored Lady Patrol. Good thing to notice about Armored Lady is that they have obviously the supplement where they're the supplement that slipped through the net, because they were with the Admech supplement in the Book of Fire, and basically they've got like a 1 CP stratagem to make a unit obsec for a turn, which is really strong. Any Armored Lady unit, infantry unit. which is great. They've also got, like, if your unit is within under half strength, you can spend 2 CP and shoot at the end of a shooting phase. So if someone doesn't kill all a squad of retributors and you kill 3 of the retributors, he can choose to shoot with his flamers in your shooting phase for 2 CP, which is pretty sneaky. You get some pretty janky stuff into it. I think the jury's out on how heavy you've got to lean into Armada Lady to really get the full benefits out of the detachment, but you can definitely plug in a Cannon S with that amount of mortal wound. That'll put 55 points is sometimes worth the CP investment anyway. Follows on with the Bloody Rose Vanguard, 3 CP. Another Cannon S. He's taken none of the big characters here. He's just gone for bulk stuff. You'll see where the bulk bit's gone shortly. Chainsword, Null Rod, and he's taken Word of the Emperor, Blessings of the Faithful, which is so the always turned on ability is a fight last in at any time. Choose a unit to fight last. And the once per command phase ability is you depending on what miracle dice aura you spend, you can turn off invols within either an aura of 1 inch, or depending on what miracle dice you use, you can get up to 6 inches, and so you can turn off invols. So it's pretty strong, man. If you, and the reason he's got the Blazing Eye Warlord trait on it is it means you can advance and charge with the Cannon S. So it can really get up in your grill, cause you some issues, turn, really flip around some battles. So I think it's a really strong tech piece. I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, right.
5 battle 7 Sacrosancts, with Maces, that's 2 damage, and Bloody Rose is 2 -2, which is good. 2 units of 8 Repentia and a Repentia Superior. Don't really need to talk about them. They've got better, if anything, in my opinion. What makes it a bit harder to field them now is just slots. Dogmata, probably one of the best units in the book. Chorus of Spiritual Fortitude, which is basically you can either turn off the effects of a psychic power, or you can make a unit be invulnerable to any sort of psychic powers for a turn.
Oh, that is tasty.
Like a litany, yeah. Which was when the book came out was obviously useless, but we looked at it and we knew Thousand Suns and Grey Knights are coming out, and we know obviously that's going to be as soon as those books come out, you just plug it in. So that's really tasty. And Litany, Enduring Faith is similar to that. It just means that you're given +1 to Shield of Faith saves. 3 Crusaders, they're just like action monkeys. They do have a 3-up, 4-up, which is pretty tasty. And he's got 10 Zephyrim because they're just absolutely bonkers. But without Val and stuff like that, he needs to put more bodies in to get more out of them. So now the real meat of the list here is he's got.
I was about to say you've said a lot of shit, but there's still 450 points of pendant engines.
Yeah, so now he's got 2 times 4 penitent engines. So they're cool. I think they're definitely a response to the buggies a little bit. And they can move 8 inches, they can advance, and they can charge. But one of the tricky things that people forget about or don't know about penitent engines is that they actually get to pile in and consolidate a further 2 inches.
Oh,
so
really?
They get to pile and consolidate, 5 inches. So you can get 10 inches of movement out of them after charging, and
that is
really
rank.
sneaky. But so between them they've got buzzsaws. They've got 5 attacks per engine. Strength 8, AP -3. I'm pretty sure it's 3 damage. I'll have to double check. It might just be 2. I'll have a quick look now. But basically, they've also got two heavy flamers each as well. So they've got so that's 8d6 heavy flamer squads if you want to charge into that squad, or he wants to take it up towards you. So that's pretty brutal. Do you know what I mean? So
I just want to comment one thing,
AP
Ben.
for 2 damage.
One thing. You were remarking before we went live that you hadn't had quite enough time to go into Josh's list, but you were happy about that because you didn't want to spoil anyone's lists. Now, you obviously didn't have to go into this sister's list, but holy fuck, mate, you've rambled off a lot of stuff about it. It is.
I haven't given away any of his tactics for it, though.
No, definitely not. But shit, you were loving that. That was a deep dive into sisters.
I really like. I love him. But yeah, so Duck's very much like he hasn't played the new book really.
Oh, really?
Yet. But
wow.
I think we all know that Hayden Walduck is a pretty well-renowned Australian player, so I don't really think it's an issue.
You're not worried for him?
It's really no, not really. I think it's really nice to see a different list that isn't like a John Lennon kind of style list.
Well, that's a big deal. So, that's sick.
Yeah, so I think it's just nice to see that. And I think he's just got some really cool tool bits. There's some kind of stuff in Sisters you kind of can't not take because it's so good, you know? But, like, there's so many different directions to go, such a deep book, and I love his list. I love 8 penitent engines. Like, what is there not to love about that? That is just bonkers. Those things are the coolest models, and they're just ballistic, you know? It's 20 attacks, AP -4, strength 8, 2 damage. Like, if that gets in, that's just horrendous, you know? So, yeah, it's great. So, you got another one, mate, for us?
I do. I got the last one to wrap it up. We're only meant to do 2 each, but then I shared about what we were up to, and my boy, Michael. Now I've been told his second name is meningitis, but I think the normal blokes might be a bit off with that one. But Michael M, we're going to call him. He messaged me and said, "Did you know that I'm bringing a battalion of Elder?" And I said, "Shit, well, we better talk about it, then we."
I'm getting it up.
Oh no, I'm getting mine up. Michael. Now he actually sent me his. I asked him to send me his second name phonetically, and that still doesn't help just because I've got real issues. But I'm reading it as Mencius or Minchus. There you go. That's how you say it. Michael Minchus. That's what I'm going with. So this madman has decided to bring Nothing Dies Harder Than a Bad Idea. Craftworld Elder Brigade. So this madman has brought along Asuman, 160 points. So that's the Dire Avengers Phoenix Lord, who I think is pretty freaking cool. Then we'll skip down the list a little bit. We'll go straight to troops. So to complement that, he's managed to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squads of 5 Dire Avengers. And so the first thing, obviously, we had to suss out. There's got to be some decent synergies in there, and how does that all work in? Oh no, the first thing I asked, why the brigade, and he said partly for laughs, but also he was only 1 troop choice off, so he thought let's have a go. So obviously Asuman gives the Dire Avengers a 4+ invulnerable. I'm pretty sure that's the case, and then within 6. And then that lets him freeze up the X-Up powers for some other stuff. But the other thing he also does, he gives a 5++ to other aspect warriors as well. So when he sends the Shining Spears in, they can take a hit back in combat. Which, that's cool, eh? I didn't know that one, to be honest.
That's cool. What do the striking Scorpions do?
What do they do? I don't know. They get around the board. Well, they get free deep strike. And I actually asked him about that a little bit deeper. Scorpions, they're cheap, which I think is half the reason anyone brings them. The free deep strike. And he's got 2 squads where their mana blasters go off on 5s. And then he's also got a different little tech piece on one of the other X-Arcs where he fishes for some 6s for mortal wounds. And with a mini power fist. I think it's basically just get stuff around the board, get stuff done. That's also why he's got the warp spiders in there. So let me get back to my my rundown, Ben. You've got me all frazzled, mate.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was just like, I've just got no, like, what is the striking Scorpion? It sounds awesome. I I do know what they are, but I do, when I hear them, think, I know it's a YouTuber's name as well, but I do think Striking Scorpion sounds like a 70s glam rock band.
Oh, yeah, I do like that. I think they do about as much in combat as a glam rock band, to be honest, mate.
Your actually hairstyle looks like you're in a 70s glam rock band. You could be
I'm going to take...
singer.
I was going for, like...
Striking Scorpion.
No, I was going for, like, skateboarder. 16-year-old skateboarder. That was the look I was going for. With the hat backwards, mate. Yeah, the hat backwards. Don't you reckon?
Yeah,
sideways.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Right, back to the list. Skyrunner. Smite, Doom, Fortune, Warlock, Skyrunner. So the other one's a Farseer. Jinx, Focus, Will. So obviously that's kind of how the army works. When he wants something to die or he wants something to live, they're the two linchpins. And he also said, come late game, they're actually great for getting out and getting involved and getting secondaries done. So when there's not much left on the board, they've got a lot of movement they can get around, which is pretty sick. Then back down the...
Lots of...
What's that? Sorry, mate? I missed you there.
There's a lot of units in this army.
Oh, yeah. A lot of MSU. So then we go down the Dire Avengers. So they've got their 4++. Pretty tasty. Then we got 3 squads of Striking Scorpions, which I think are just basically there to do actions, be places, and die. They're not going to do too much killing. Classic Shining Spears, which we mentioned before, are buffed by the Dire Avenger Exarch. Phoenix Lord. You got your Warp Spiders in there. I asked about them. They're just all about getting stuff done as well. But he said they're really reliable for first turn. What's the new Deploy Scramblers?
Retriever Terrorist.
Yeah, he loves that for getting in deep early. So then you got your classic Dark Reapers, Night Spinner, and support weapons. So you also got your classic Eldar. Out of line of sight shooting. So the big thing that stood out to me, obviously getting it into the brigade is a lot of points, but he's got no transports, which is very weird for a squishy elf army. I asked him about that, and I specifically asked, is the fact that you know that the train's going to be good because it's a Gladiator Games event, and he said that is 100% what happened. So this whole army is designed to hop from ruin to ruin and not show their face. And he said he wouldn't bring this if he didn't know that the terrain was as standard as it is, which I think is super cool. And the fact that he's got the confidence to bring an all foot toughness 3 list to this is pretty sick. He actually mentioned that he had been running the Wraith lists. So he must have listened to our podcast with Chris Wright when me and Pete the Pigeon did it, telling him how shit they are. So we'll claim that one.
Did he?
No, he didn't get called a bitch, but I think it was implied that anyone that runs Wraith constructs are imbeciles.
By that at all, was he?
Sorry?
He wasn't enthused by him at all, was he? To say the least.
I don't think he had anything positive to say about it. What else we got? So his round 1 matchup is actually one of his good mates, Brent. He's running some Chaos Knights and a Be'lakor. So he's already given up on the ability to kill any of that. So he's basically said, this is going to really test my list's ability to play the mission. Which, in fairness, I think that's what he's going to have to do every game. Which is sick.
But look, what a way to do it! Like you're really getting the thick end of the shaft when you're running against Be'lakor and Chaos Knights. Straight, like
you aren't playing the same game at that point, are you? One's playing peekaboo.
They're hard games, man. It's just a different game of 40k when you play those games. It's good fun. It's good, and that's why we love the game because you've got so much other stuff you can do in it.
And the last.
That's awesome, man.
Well, the last thing he says, he's had 1 practice game, so that sounds very promising for an Eldar Brigade. So that was easily one of the coolest lists we've seen. So I think we should go down, have a look down the comments section because you haven't been seeing them roll in, have you, mate?
No, I can't see any comments.
Tyler Visser, Dale Sumner, about 50% of these comments are about my hair.
Yeah, well, that's what it basically is. It is literally a hair podcast. You know, like
this is like a see what's going on. It's there's too much on one head and not enough on the other. So,
mate, you just got to get rid of that moustache where it doesn't join in the middle. Like that is just like it's two caterpillars. Like
that's my
that's
missus would agree. All right, thanks for that one, Tyler. What else? Oh, Jesus Christ! And then he goes with that one. Can you read that?
Mate. It's only because he sent me a horrible admech list today, and I've told him I'll look at it later because I don't want to see it right now.
Nah, he's sucking up there, isn't he?
He feels bad. I think he just feels bad for me.
All right, Jacob. Just a bit of encouragement. Hey, let us know what beers you're on tonight, Jacob. I know Jacob's on the piss, so post in the chat how many beers you're having, mate. All right, Adrian's liking the chaos list. Cal wants to know. Oh, that's too big for Cal. Sorry, Cal. We're gonna have to bring that one down. I don't even know.
No, I can see it. Have we reviewed the NIDS list yet? I just started.
No. The Normal Blokes did a heap of lists as well, so we've deliberately not covered any of them deeply. But we can definitely go look at some lists. If there's any, I know there was actually another list request up high as well. Oh yeah, Adrian. Oh yeah, Adrian wanted us to do Liam's list as well, so we can look at it.
Look, I don't know enough about 1K Suns, but I don't know enough about it. I know a little bit, but it would just get lost, and it'd be like, I think it does this. I'm pretty sure, and stuff like that. There's some pretty cool lists here, though. Like you can click on a lot of them and just have a look at some pretty cool ones.
Yeah, give me one sec. I'll pull up. We'll go through at least one NIDS list. Is there NIDS that isn't rolled randomly by dice?
I don't think so.
There's only one NIDS list in the whole tournament. That's a bit grim. I can tell you right now, Cal, you won't want to run.
Oh no, it's not. There's Wayne Russell's list.
All right, let's have a look what Wayne's running. Wayne Russell.
So Wayne Russell presents the Brisbane meta is so shit. I'm playing.
Oh God! Oh, where's good? Wayne, can you please message in to the podcast? Where is a good meta if Brisbane shit? That's what I want to know. Levels to the game.
I'm not going to get too into this list because I feel like it's got a lot going on. It's got a lot going on, but I don't want to stitch. I don't want to reveal any shit. I don't want to put his hard mode on any. I don't know how hard he wants his mode, right? And I don't want to affect that mode.
You are a renowned Tyranid expert, mate. You could spoil
I'm not
all.
a Tyranid expert.
Well, then what are you worried about? I'm going through the list. Fuck you. Hive Torrent.
You read the list. You read the list, and we can, and I can answer a couple of questions.
All right. So we got. I'm pretty sure the meta. I'm a bit of a Tyranid expert myself. And I'm pretty sure the best Tyranid list going around has 7 to 9 Hive Tyrants. I think that was the last one I looked at. That was really good. So
right.
Or double Gene Stealers. I'm pretty sure that's still pretty good. So.
Well, so this goes off Gene Stealers.
He does. Got them in there. 10, 10, 16, 16 Gene Steal on it. 16 and then back to 10. He's got his Hive Tyrant up there. Hive Tyrants are still Hive Tyrants. They get stuff done. And then a Swarm Lord. Then we got
baby.
Lictor. Lictor, that's just in there for secondaries, I assume. Bit of cheekiness. It's not even just Tyranids. It's got some other stuff in there. You actually know a little bit about this, mate.
Yeah.
Shit. There does not seem to be much in that list.
No.
Where is all of it?
Because it costs so much.
That's fucked.
So the 10 Gene Stealers is 130 points.
Oh my God.
I would put a timer on and just wait for Callan to comment, and I want to see it up there as soon as he says it.
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
He has put Acid Moors on there. So I'm not hyping you up on that, Callan. Like the list are there, you can have a look at that list and have a look. I'm pretty sure me and Alex were talking about it in the Discord, so have a look, check it out in there. And yeah, love it, Cal. You know, so yeah, so Twisted Helix is +1 strength and +2 to your advance roll. So that's pretty tasty. The Patriarch's equipped with some stuff to really push forward with, and fling these. Everything can move very fast and deceivingly fast in this whole list. Do you know what I mean? So that's all I will say. The Metamorphs, they're cool. They're really cool. Eric Lathoris used and Lee Abbey used them at the BTC to really cool effect, because regardless, they've got the whip makes them fight again. So even if when you attack them, they still fight on death. So
I love it.
Getting you out of them. Yeah. So and they're like acolytes. They're like elite acolytes, Metamorphs are. So they got like an extra attack and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool. He's got guys. He's got some. It's just a cool army. Like it's definitely hard mode. Like he's not playing that down. Or hyping that up. Like he's living that life. He is, and he's high fleet Kraken, so he's fast as hell. He's got Swarm Lord. If you listen to our latest podcast, you would know about a few little tricks about that. But yeah, so
just wanted to touch on the most important stuff. Jacob Hutchins on the bent sprockets. That's a classic. Waiting on his mountain culture to arrive. Let us know in the comments, Jacob, what mountain culture you got coming, because I'm all about that life. Oh, hot tip, Jacob. You're going to get yourself on some range. RANGE from Brisbane. That's the shit. Sorry, mate, getting a bit sidetracked.
I just want to say one shout out to Brian Lakeland for running 10 Venoms in his Drakari army.
Oh, wow. Respect. Let's have a look. Let's have a little
I'm surprised you didn't see that. I thought,
no, you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, Venoms everywhere. I was like, oh, he's going to have like 6-7 Venoms. And I was like, nah, he's brought 10. He's fucking brought 10.
Let's have a real quick squeeze down this, because this guy's a madman. It's literally called Venoms Everywhere. That's what his list is called. Cold of Strife. So that's a good start. Witches, Reavers.
Red Grief. It's so good now, and it's going to get better. I think
I'm seriously considering going. Sorry, mate. Go.
I think it's a legit detachment now, and I think witches are like, you need the Cult of Strife in there to deny Overwatch, see the strap, and you want to be able to like slide over screens and stuff. Sometimes a bit of that jank, but I think you really need like that. There's something to be said for a patrol of Red Grief in there for some speed. Like
I think the big thing about that is, and we'll go back because I feel the boys said they've only just checked on. This is some of the train they're playing on. Red Grief Witches hiding in these little ruins until it's time to come out and steal objectives is so good. Like the better the boards are, the better. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got some more kind of. I'll finish that thought, and I'll show you another board, boys. But just check that out. You could get witches just sitting there and just flinging out. That's so good. And you can give what you can do with the Red Grief girls is you can give them the. Is that what he's given them? Grave Lotus. I don't actually know. But if you give them the plus, the extra. Advance, or I think it's two bits of extra movement, and then there's a strat you can double your drug, so you're getting 4 off your drug, you're getting your advance, and then you're getting like those witches just pump around the board. Then he's gone for some profits of what's that, mate?
Let's have a look at some others.
All right, I'll finish going down. Profits, racks, more Venoms, all profits too. So yeah, so his Venoms are all my. Oh no. No, that's not it. That's pretty tasty, but... And then, this guy is an absolute weapon. Alright, what else do we want to look at? I love that list. Alright, we got John Edge He's telling us what he's on. Molten Hops Red Ale from the Bottle O and Lantern. Oh, shout out John Edge. John Edge.
Oh, don't say.
What a man from my.
He won't shut up about that.
Oh,
He'll be like, you say name.
John Edge. Feel free to name drop me at the Bottle O Lantern. I'm a bit of a big deal there, mate. So, but I'm just telling them how it is. They know me my name. I drop my name when I buy a beer. I've got an account. I got money saved up there. It's like a bank for me. But there's Molten Hops supporting local. What a legend. Thanks, John Edge. Thanks for the input, mate. I hope you like 40k as well. I hope you're not just here for the beers. Is there a stream this weekend, fellas? That's from Craig. I don't believe there is there, Ben?
No. So I spoke to Denise. They said that the streaming computer they have used before isn't even there at the moment, and they had troubles last year with the internet connection and stuff, and they just said they didn't want to do it if they couldn't do it properly, which I have to agree. Which is a shame because I one of the reasons that I said to him because I wanted to watch it tomorrow morning, but obviously
I think
we're not doing it.
People, we do it for our RTTs, and I don't think people appreciate it enough. But like just doing a live walk around at the end of a round or middle of a round, just to make people feel like they're keeping up with what's going on is a big deal. And then you can if you got after round wrap-ups and you do a 5-minute live video just on your Facebook, that's sick as well. It's no streaming, but it's so good. But yeah, not this weekend, Craig. So John has commented back. He can't play 40k, but he likes the hobbying. John,
nothing wrong with that, mate.
Have you jumped on our Discord, mate? We've got whole sections dedicated to hobbying. We have paint. We have 40k lockdown paint comps, which I don't know. I think we might even keep them going post lockdown every now and then, to be honest, because it's got great engagement from everyone. But jump in our Discord, John. There'll be a link on our Facebook page that you can find through here, and post some pictures of some of the stuff you've been up to because the boys love it, and we got some really good artists in there too, some legit guys. John's he's loving lockdown. But he's painting Tau. I don't know if I like him anymore. Best thing about this lockdown is time to paint dozens of Tau. John, I don't know if you should have told us that. I don't know if we can. We'll have to kick him off. We might have to keep him off the Discord. We can't have a Tau player on the Discord. Nah, just having a laugh, John. Oh yeah. See, Craig's backing me up. Live walk around would be sweet. I agree. Don't you agree, Ben?
We have been known to do one or two of those before.
But the normal blokes should do one as well. They got a huge Facebook following too. They got
I think that but most, unless it's going to be one of the TOs who does it, the boys are playing.
You got to do what you got to do. If it didn't go on Facebook, did it happen? That's what I want to say. All right. What other list do you want to look at? Or do you got somewhere to be?
More.
No more.
No more. I've looked at enough now.
He's cooked it. He's cooked it. All right. Ben's getting off. All right. Who else wants? I can send out an invite if someone wants to come and chat 40k with me for the next little while. Ben's worried about that. Look at this, folks. Let's have a guest invite. I'm gonna invite Pete on. All right.
Yeah, get Pete on.
I'm gonna get.
I don't know.
I think so. We've still got a few minutes left of this freeze time. So, thanks for posting in the Discord, Pete.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us this evening. You've all been absolute legends. Thanks for the comments. I wish I could see them and reply to them.
You'll have to get it up on your. Oh, you're on your phone. You're streaming. Yeah.
It's been a pain in the ass today. So
when you get your full streaming setup going, that's
Yeah, well, I haven't even started planning that yet, but that is the ultimate plan. Yeah. COVID is really a bit of a problem, you know.
It is. So. Status Quo. Well, sorry, this is the most important part of the podcast. Status Quo. That's a great beer, Jacob. Triple threat, triple red eye. Oof. Cold juice. That's good. All right. I think that's about it, boys. Thanks for tuning in. Ben, we made plans for it to be half an hour long, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's been.
I knew we'd go for an hour. I knew we'd go for an hour.
I hope everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Legends.
I'm sure. The normal blokes will get the winner on.
Yeah.
Should we get second place on?
Not get to win first.
Sorry.
No,
no.
Not if we get to win first. Nah.
It's probably going to be one of them.
I reckon I want to see how the tournament unfolds, because I would love to speak to someone about it, but I'd love to see if there was one of the lists we talked, or someone who like really, shocks the competition.
Underdog, a list no one saw coming.
Yeah, that's the one. I like them. Those are the ones I want
to
cover.
We'll be talking to someone about it. That's for sure.
And because it is the Normal Blokes it's actually their GT. I think they should do the winners, or at least the top 2 or 3.
Well, that's very considerate of you, Ben.
Yeah, that's what I'm a considerate guy. What can I say?
Jesus Christ! All right, I think that's it.
Cheers, guys. You've been legends. Good luck tomorrow if you're playing.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck to the TOs. Good luck to everyone. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I don't know how to turn this off. Finish.